1. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. George Washington. 2. Experience teaches us that it is much easier to prevent an enemy from posting themselves than it is to dislodge them after they have got possession. George Washington. 3. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. George Washington. 4. No punishment, in my opinion, is too great for the man who can build his greatness upon his country's ruin. George Washington. 5. There is nothing which can better deserve our patronage than the promotion of science and literature. Knowledge is in every country the surest basis of public happiness. George Washington. 6. A slender acquaintance with the world must convince every man that actions, not words, are the true criterion of the attachment of friends. George Washington. 7. Wherein you reprove another be unblameable yourself, for example, is more prevalent than precepts. George Washington. 8. No pecuniary consideration is more urgent than the regular redemption and discharge of the public debt. On none can delay be more injurious, or an economy of time more valuable. George Washington. 9. Interwoven as is the love of liberty with every ligament of your hearts, no recommendation of mine is necessary to fortify or confirm the attachment. George Washington. 10. Harmony, liberal intercourse with all nations are recommended by policy, humanity, and interest. George Washington. 11. One of the expedients of party to acquire influence within particular districts is to misrepresent the opinions and names of other districts. 12. George Washington. The basis of our political systems is the right of the people to make and to alter their constitutions of government. George Washington. 13. It is absolutely necessary for me to have persons that can think for me, as well as execute orders. George Washington. 14. The great rule of conduct for us, in regard to foreign nations, is, in extending our commercial relations, to have with them as little political connection as possible. George Washington. 15. I hold the maxim no less applicable to public than to private affairs, that honesty is always the best policy. George Washington. 16. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those be well tried before you give them your confidence. George Washington. 17. Happiness depends more upon the internal frame of a person's own mind than on the externals in the world. George Washington. 18. Associate yourself with men of good quality, if you esteem your own reputation, for 'tis better to be alone than in bad company. George Washington. 19. Someday, following the example of the United States of America, there will be a United States of Europe. George Washington. 20. Every day the increasing weight of years admonishes me more and more that the shade of retirement is as necessary to me as it will be welcome. George Washington. 21. If the cause is advanced, indifferent is it to me where or in what quarter it happens. George Washington. 22. The gradual extension of our settlements will as certainly cause the savage as the wolf to retire, both being beasts of prey, though they differ in shape. George Washington. 23. Arbitrary power is most easily established on the ruins of liberty abused to licentiousness. George Washington. The time is near at hand, which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves. George Washington. 25. It is substantially true that virtue or morality is a necessary spring of popular government. The rule, indeed, extends with more or less force to every species of free government. George Washington.
Thank you very much.